I think
Tap,
you're too
tap,
much.
tap.
Cheat.
Go, you have to go.
Last player standing.
You're so good. Oh
my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yo, what is up, guys? I'm Damage, and I'm gonna be talking to you guys how I got from Diamond 1 all the way to Ascendant 1 in one day. Here it is. These are all games from yesterday. Ascendant, Diamond 1 all the way to Ascendant 1. And my peak is only Ascendant 2 from last act, but I barely played. And I'm going to be talking to you guys how I ended up doing this, what I did, how I played, especially for those of you that are stuck in Diamond. And I'll also be shedding light on some things that you guys should start working on that you guys probably still have from other ranks like Gold or Plat. So let's just get right into it, guys. Alright, guys, so the first tip that I have for you guys is that if you're in Diamond, especially if you're low Diamond, just got out of Plat, what I need you guys to do is immediately pick one agent out of the 3 roles that I want you guys to pick from. So if you guys are already probably maining duelists, because that's what Plat and Gold usually do, I want you to pick one duelist now that you guys are going to be playing for the rest of like your time in ever playing Valorant comp, I guess. And then you're going to pick one duelist, one Sentinel, and one controller. Honestly, you could try an initiator, but me personally, I just think those 3 are really good, especially for this rank for Diamond. So master 3 of those roles, and I say controller because you are going to have to fill. If you want to play and actually get RR, you cannot just insta-lock Reyna every single time you play this game. You need to know when you want to like actually play like smokes, and you need to know if you need to fill, you need to know how to actually play the smoke correctly. So that's just my first tip. Pick 3 agents. What I would go for, if you're not that good with abilities, learn probably Reyna. As a smoke, I would say probably Omen. And as a Sentinel, I really like Deadlock or Cypher. They're really good. KJ is probably the easiest, but if you can master one of those 2 that I said before, that'll be really good as well. So that's the first tip that I got you guys for get out of Diamond. Okay, so the next tip that I have for you guys is that you guys need to know when to dodge. In this rank, especially since you guys were in Gold, you guys finally got out of Gold, obviously. You were in Plat, you got out of Plat, you're in Diamond. But I think something that people don't get from like Gold is that you need to know when to like dodge. And you really don't lose that much from dodging, especially like, for example, one of my days that I was playing, I dodged like 5 times, and I only have like one time I had a 5-minute delay and I lost 3 RR. That's literally nothing. You need to know when to dodge, because if you, for example, if you're using your agents and your teammates are sounding like they're gonna troll, or they just like not even know how to play the game, if you have 5 duelists and you're like, okay, that doesn't make sense. If you have 4 duelists and you're the last one, obviously just don't queue. That literally is just a loss of RR. There's no reason for you to play that game. That's one of the best tips that I have for you people that are in Diamond, because I see so many times people in Diamond continuously play even though the game is just not in their favor, and then they cry when they lose. So just know when to dodge. You have to have that feel. Now, I'm not saying dodge every single game, because everything is winnable. It just depends on your team. And this actually leads into my second point, which is you guys have to get a duo. I actually, last act, I solo queued all the way to Ascendant 2, but when I tell you that was the most dumbest experience I've ever had, literally today or yesterday when I had my Diamond to Ascendant in one day, the thing that I did was play with somebody. I was playing a game, and then someone decided to add me. I added him back, and we decided to play together, and we were going crazy the whole day. We didn't lose at all. It's so much easier to queue with somebody rather than just play by yourself. And then if you're playing with someone that you know is good or at least decent, there's no way for you to have to spin a dice and just randomly get random teammates all the time, because you will always know that you'll have that one teammate that's actually good. So that's another tip. You have to try and get a duo. Use Discord, get a Twitter, something. You guys have to reach out and get a duo to get this, if you want to get this easier and in a short amount of time. Alright, I think it's time to talk about the biggest problem with Diamond players, and everyone knows this. Everyone knows that Diamond players crouch too much. And honestly, I am still very, very bad at this. I crouch a lot. As you can see in my gameplay, I just crouched right now, I think. But obviously crouching is not bad all the time, but crouching ideally doesn't help you at all. You need to understand how the movement in this game works before you can like rank up, basically. strafing, counter strafing, wide swings, pop and swings, all of those terminologies, all those swings, like all those types of swings, you guys need to understand all of them. And I'm sure probably you guys probably do know all about it, but you guys have to master the movement. When I say master, like practice every day before you get into a comp match. You guys have to practice. Go into a team deathmatch for a warm-up. Go into a deathmatch for a warm-up. You guys have to practice your movement, because when I tell you, if you have better movement than any, like the people in Diamond, no matter if they have good aim, if your aim is not the best, if you have better movement, you're gonna win every engagement. Almost every engagement you're gonna win, because it's impossible to hit you. That's just the main point, to be honest. In Diamond, you just have to get your movement up. If you guys are still struggling with counter strafing or strafing, or if you crouch too much, I suggest maybe turning off your crouch button. Honestly, that might help in the long run. That might not actually help, but to get out of Diamond for now, I guess it will help. So that's the main point I have to say. But going on to my next point. All right, so my next point is you guys have to get your comms up. I know you guys are probably calming a lot. Hopefully you are. If you're not, that's probably one of the main reasons you're in Diamond still. But as you're in these upper ranks, especially if you guys plan to hit Immortal like after Ascendant, once you get into Ascendant, if you're not calming, or if your team isn't calming, you're going to lose. It's just a set thing. Like, you guys have to calm. It's such an essential part of the game that if you're not calming and the other team is, you basically lost, to be honest. So what I suggest, what I do is, but this is literally what I do. So like, if the enemy, my team, if my team isn't talking in the first like 30 seconds, and I'm like talking, I'm like saying like, hello, anyone have a mic, anyone have a mic, see how many people are talking, like 2 or 3. If two or three people like end up talking to me, I won't dodge. And obviously there's other factors, but I won't dodge because obviously you have some comms. But if I'm playing a game and I start talking and there's nobody talking, I usually end up dodging for the most part. Sometimes I don't, but most of the time I do dodge those games, because without comms, it's basically impossible to play. And I've played so many games with no comms, and it's so annoying to play against. It's so annoying. So I just want to say, you guys have to get more like, not active, but more extroverted, and actually talk to your team. Not just about like the game, but like just like, how's your day? Just have some conversation a little bit, get to know them a little bit, and just play the game after that, and just have a good time, honestly. Alright guys, so this is going to be my final points today in this video. So my final point is really just going to be, you guys have to play more. You guys just have to play more games in comp, especially. You guys obviously have to warm up. If you guys aren't warming up, you are doing something wrong. That is probably one of the main things you're doing wrong. You guys have to be warming up. That's such an essential part of this game. In your first game, you could just lose so much RR just because you didn't warm up. So warming up is a big factor, but then the thing is playing more games. Ideally, you should try to be playing at least 3 to 4 games a day. If you can't, try and make it like 3 to 4 games every 2 days, stuff like that. But you guys just have to be playing more, because ideally the only way you're gonna get your game sense up is by playing the game more. Because obviously you can do aim labs, get your aim better like that, but you can't get your game sense better by doing any like courses or anything. You just have to play the game more. So that's something that you guys have to do. You guys have to try to play more comp games. But apart from that, I think that's it for me. I'm gonna do a little recap. So the points that I made today was, you guys have to pick 3 mains that you want to play with throughout your time in upper ranks. 2, probably a duelist, a sentinel, and then a smoker or a controller. And honestly, you guys can play whatever, like an initiator, whatever. Just try and pick 3 of those roles to get like master, and go with that. Next, you have to get your comms up. You guys have to make sure your team is talking. And also along with that, you guys have to make sure you know when to dodge. You need to know when to dodge, especially in this rank, because you cannot lose RR. You lose RR very fast in this rank if you do not know when to dodge. So that point I just made, obviously, with the, oh my god, I'm ass. I'm just watching the gameplay right now. I'm like so bad right now. Holy shit. No way I die here. Yo, I'm so bad. Anyways, alright, so continue with the recap. The last point I think I made was, you guys have to know like the movement and how to get better with the movement in this game. By the time you guys are Diamond 3 or Ascendant, I should not be seeing any unnecessary crouching, anything like that. Obviously you can have that mistake here and there, like me, obviously I do that quite often, but you guys need to master the crouching and all that stuff. Know when to crouch, know when to not crouch. There's a bunch of videos out there for movement if you guys want to get better at movement. I might post a video later on for movement if you guys really want me to. So that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informational. I hope it helped you in the slightest. If it did, I hope you guys can hit that like button, maybe subscribe. I'm new to this Valve content, so I hope you guys can appreciate it and help me out, see if we can blow up. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.